Hare Krishna. Thank you, Ritesh Prabhu. Very good to all the devotees who led the chanting today. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namaha Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Anybody would like to sing our prayers today? Link is in the chat. I'm sharing my screen. Anybody wants to try? At least few verses. No? Shriya Mataji, Ati Mataji, Meenu Mataji. Anybody?
Sorry,
Okay.
Prabhuji, the rendition is too hard. Sorry.
Exactly. It's really hard.
With practice, everything becomes easy. Yes, maybe. Okay, so I'll sing and then you all can also try to sing along while we are on mute. At least that way we are able to practice. And also, like I said, these are very powerful prayers that purify our tongue, purify our consciousness when we sing. Even though, just like that Brahmana in the Rangaswamy temple, even though he was illiterate, he couldn't read the Sanskrit Bhagavad Gita shlokas, but still he was making an attempt. And how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so merciful on him, and he said that you have understood the real purport. But yeah, it was his humility and his dedication and his undeterred determination to just follow the instructions of his guru. So similarly, yeah, we just make an humble attempt. Nobody's perfect. Even I am not. I know I make a lot of mistakes, but we offer this as an offering at the lotus feet of our guru, at our lotus feet of our Lord. So that is just the mood with which we sing. Okay, so I'll try to sing. शत्रुच्छेदैकमन्त्रं सकलमुपनिषद् वाक्यसम्पूज्यमन्त्रं संसारोच्छेदमन्त्रं समुचिततमसः सङ्गनिर्याणमन्त्रं सर्वैश्वर्यैकमन्त्रं व्यसनभुजङ्गसन्दष्टसन्त्राणमन्त्रं जिह्वे श्रीकृष्णमन्त्रं जप जप सततं जन्मसाफल्यमन्त्रम् व्यामोहप्रसमौषधं मुनिमनो वृत्तिप्रवृत्त्यौषधं दैत्येन्द्रातिकरौषधं त्रिभुवने सञ्जीवनैकौषधम् भक्तात्यन्तहितौषधं भवभय प्रध्वंसनैकौषधम् श्रेयः प्राप्तिकरौषधं पिब मनः श्रीकृष्णदिव्यौषधम् कृष्णात्वदीयपदपङ्कजपञ्जरान्तम् अद्यैव मे विशतु मानसराजहंसः प्राणप्रयाणसमये कफवातपित्तैः कण्ठावरोधनविधौ स्मरणं कुतस्ते चेतश्चिन्तय कीर्तय स्वरसने नम्रीभव त्वं शिरो हस्तावञ्जलिपन् सम्पुतं रचयतं वन्दस्व दीर्घं वपुः आत्मन् संश्रय पुण्डरीकनयनं नागचलेन्द्रस्थितं धन्यं पुण्यतमं तदेव परमं दैवं हि सत्सिद्धये। शृण्वन् जनार्दन कथा गुणकीर्तनानि देहेन यस्य पुलकोद्गमरोमराजिः नोत्पद्यते नयनयोर्विमलाम्बुमाला दिक्तस्य जीवितमहो पुरुषाधमस्य अन्धस्य मे हृतविवेकमहाधनस्य चौरै प्रभो बलिभिरिन्द्रियनामधेयैः मोहान्धकूपकुहरे विनिपातितस्य देवेश देहि कृपणस्य करावलम्बम् इदं शरीरं शतसन्धिजर्जरं पतत्यवश्यं परिणामपेशलम् किम् औषधं पृच्छसि मूढदुर्मते निरामयं कृष्णरसायनं पिब आश्चर्यमेतद्धि मनुष्यलोके सुधां परित्यज्य विषं पिबन्ति नामानि नारायणगोचराणि त्यक्त्वान्यवाच कुहकः पठन्ति त्यजन्तु बान्धवाः सर्वे निन्दन्तु गुरवो जनः तथापि परमानन्दो गोविन्दो मम जीवनम् सत्यं ब्रवीमि मनुजा स्वयमूर्ध्वबाहुर्यो यो मुकुन्द नरसिंह जनार्दनेति जीवो जपत्यनुदिनं मरणे रणे वा पाषाणकाष्ठसदृशाय पाषाणकाष्ठसदृशाय ददात्यभीष्टम्। श्री मुकुंदमाला स्तोत्र की जय। श्री कुलशेखर आलवार की जय। श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। Okay, we'll read verses, translations from 31 to 40. Anybody would like to read today?
I can read, Prabhuji.
Yes, please, Mataji. Yeah.
O tongue, please constantly chant the mantra composed of Sri Krishna's name. This is the only mantra for destroying all enemies, the mantra worshipped by every word of the Upanishad, the mantra that uproots samsara, the mantra that drives away all the darkness of ignorance, the mantra for attaining infinite opulence, the mantra for curing those bitten by the poisonous snake of worldly distress, and the mantra for making one's birth in this world successful. O mind, please drink the transcendental medicine of Sri Krishna's glories. It is the perfect medicine for curing the disease of bewilderment, for inspiring sages to engage their mind in meditation, and for tormenting the mighty deity demons. It alone is the medicine for restoring the three worlds to life and for bestowing unlimited blessings on the Supreme Lord's devotees. Indeed, it is the only medicine that can destroy one's fear of material existence and lead one to the attainment of the Supreme Good. It should be Supreme God. Okay.
Supreme good, Mataji. Supreme good is like for the benefit of everybody.
Okay, for the benefit of everyone. Okay. O Lord Krishna, at this moment let the loyal swan of my mind enter the tangled stems of the lotus of your feet. How will it be possible for me to remember you at the time of death when my throat will be choked up with mucus, bile, and air? O mind, think of the lotus eyed Lord who reclines on the mountain like serpent Ananta. O tongue, glorify him. O head, bow down to him. O hands, join your palm in supplication to him. O body, offer outstretched obeisances to him. O heart, take full shelter of him. That supreme Lord is the topmost deity. It is he only, it is he alone who is all auspicious and supremely purifying, he alone who awards eternal perfection. one who hears descriptions of Lord Janardana's pastime and glorious qualities, but whose bodily hair fails to bristle in ecstasy and whose eyes fail to flood with tears of pure love, such a person is indeed the most degraded rascal. What a condemned life he leads. O Lord, the powerful thieves of my senses have blinded me by stealing by my most precious possession, my discrimination, and they have thrown me deep into the pitch dark well of delusion. Please, O Lord of Lords, extend your hand and save this wretched soul. 37. This body's beauty is fleeting, and at last the body must come to death after its hundreds of joints have stiffened with old age. So, why, bewildered fool, are you asking for medication? Just take the Krishna elixir, the one cure that never fails. The greatest wonder in human society is this: people are so incorrigible that they reject the life giving nectar of Lord Narayan's name and instead drink poison by speaking everything else. Let my relatives all abandon me and my superiors condemn me. Still, the supremely blissful Govinda remains my life and soul. O mankind, with arms raised high, I declare the truth. An immortal who chants the names Mukunda, Narsimha, and Janardana day after day, even in battle or when facing death, will come to regard his most cherished ambitions as no more valuable than a stone or a block of wood. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Ati Mataji. Okay. This also reminds us of the Shikshashtakam prayer by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, number 35, where here Kulashekara Alvar is saying that when we hear the description of Lord Krishna's pastimes and glorious qualities, and when we chant the holy name bodily, we should, we'll have these experiences eventually when we become purified. Nayanam galadashradharaya vadanam gadgadaruddhaya gira pulake nichitam apukada tadanam grihani bhavishyati. So with faith and with confidence, we should continue to chant the holy names, the Maha Mantra, and then we'll pray to our gurus that someday we are able to shed at least a few drops of tears of pure love. Okay. So let's pray to Srila Prabhupada and move to Prabhupada Leelamrit, that may be able to, may our eyes be able to shed a few drops of tears someday. Okay, so we are continuing on chapter 17. Yesterday we saw again the purity of your Prabhupada. So many pure souls are getting attracted, coming over and listening to Bhagavatam class in the morning, and weekly thrice that Prabhupada was lecturing on Bhagavad Gita. And we saw how, again, they were attracted by music and meditation in the past, but this was transcendental music and transcendental meditation. And they could actually feel the power and potency. And like we were reading yesterday, this person Mike Grant was able to feel like, here is a person who knows God, who's connected to God, right? So those kind of experiences, because here also, like when we go to our temples and centers, we feel some kind of positive vibration, right? Because it is the abode of the Lord. So as soon as we enter into the temple uh, altar or temple hall, we feel as if there's a spiritual electricity that permeates through our body. So similarly, these wonderful people are feeling that same experience as they come close to Srila Prabhupada. And Prabhupada is using the skills and talents that they have in music and engaging that in Krishna service. But yeah, he says that everything can be engaged in Krishna service, but it should not be at the expense of the holy names. So while he was encouraging them to play the musical instrument that they were bringing, but still the main important thing was that we are able to hear the chanting. of the holy names. Okay, so we'll continue here. Here, continue from here. Anybody would like to read today?
Prabhuji, I can read.
Yes, Ritesh Prabhu. Yes, go ahead. Thank you.
Prabhupada is lecturing. Sri Krishna is just trying to place Arjuna on the platform of working in pure consciousness. We have already discussed for so many days that we are not this dull body, but we are consciousness. Somehow or other, we are in contact with matter. Therefore, our freedom is checked. Attendance is better now than it had been uptown. The loft offers a larger space. In fact, the platform where Prabhupada sits nearly equals the area of the entire office cubicle on 72nd Street. The dingy loft with the unpainted rafters is more like an old warehouse than a temple. Members of the audience, most of them musicians, have come to meditate on the mystical sound of the Swami Kirtana. Carl, Carol, Gunther, Mike, David, the crowd from the Paradox, and others join him on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night, when he holds classes beginning punctually at 8 o'clock. The program consists of half an hour of chanting Hare Krishna, followed by a lecture from Bhagavad Gita, usually 45 minutes long, then a question and answer period, and finally another half hour of chanting, everything ending by 10 o'clock. The Kirtana has just ended, and Swamiji is speaking. As spiritual beings, we are free of to act, free to have anything, pure, no contamination, no disease, no birth, no death, no old age, and besides that, we have got many, many other qualifications in our spiritual life. When he speaks, his purely spiritual form. The Vedic scriptures say that a sadhu, a saint, is not seen by her, but heard. If the people in the audience want to know Swamiji, they will have to hear him. He is no longer simply the old Indian immigrant who lives in the other side of the partition of this loft, hanging his clothes to dry, barely getting his meals. But now he is speaking as the emissary of Lord Krishna, beyond time and space, and hundreds of spiritual masters in the chain of disciple succession are speaking through him. He has entered amid New York's bohemians in 1966, saying that 1966 is temporary and illusory, that he is eternal and they are eternal. This was the meaning of the Kirtan. And now he is explaining in philosophically advocating the total change in consciousness, yet knowing that they can't take it all. The urges them to take whatever they can. You will be glad to hear that the process of spiritual realization once begun guarantees one to have his next life as a human being. Once Karma Yoga is begun, it will continue. It doesn't matter, even if one fails to complete the course. Still, he is not loser. He is not loser. If someone begins the yoga of self-realization but unfortunately cannot prosecute the task in a nice way, if he fails down from the path, still there is encouragement that you sorry Prabhuji, that you are not a loser. You will be given a chance next life, and the next life is not ordinary next life. And for one who is successful, oh, what to speak of him? The successful goes back to Godhead. We are holding this class, and although you have multifarious duties, you come here thrice a week and try to understand. And this will not go. And this will not go in vain. Even if you stop coming here, the impression will never go. I tell you, the impression will never go. If you do some practical work, that is very, very nice. But even if you do not do any practical work, simply if you give your submissive and reception and understand what is the nature of God, if you simply hear and have an idea even, then you will be free from this material bondage. He is talking to a he's talking to a crowd who is deeply set in the hip life. He knows they can't immediately give up taking drugs, and there they sit with the common law wives. The path is to play music, live with a woman, and meditate sometimes, and be free. After hearing his lecture, they will stay up all night with their instruments, their women, their drugs, their interracial bohemian scene. Yet somehow they are drawn to Swamiji. He has got the good vibration of the kirtan, and they want to help him out. They are glad to help because he has no one else. So Prabhupada is saying to them, that's all right. Even if you can only do a little, it will be good for you. We will be we are all pure spirit souls, and we have but you have forgotten. You have fallen into the cycle of birth and death. Whatever you can do towards reviving the original consciousness is good for you. There is no loss. The Swamiji's main the Swamiji's main stress is on what he calls duetting your consciousness with the supreme consciousness. Krishna is the supreme consciousness, and Arjun, as the representative individual consciousness, is asked to act intelligently in collaboration with the supreme consciousness. Then he will be free from the bondage of birth, death, old age, and disease. Consciousness is a popular word in America. There is consciousness expansion, cosmic consciousness, altered state of consciousness, and now duetting the individual consciousness with the supreme consciousness. This is the perfection of consciousness. Prabhupada Ji explains, this is the love and peace that everyone is really after. And yet Prabhupada Ji talks of it in terms of war. They are, they are talking on the battlefield, and Arjuna says, I will not fight. I will not fight with my relatives and brothers for the sake of achieving some kingdom. No, no. Now, to the ordinary man, it appears that, oh, Arjuna is a very nice man, non violent. He has given up everything for the sake of his relatives. Oh, what a nice man he is. This is the ordinary calculation. But what Krishna says, he says, you are damned fool, number one. Not just see. The things that are estimated in the public eye as very nice, very good, and is there condemned by God. So you have to see whether the Supreme Consciousness is pleased with your actions. And Arjuna's action was not approved by Lord Krishna. It was for his own whim, sense gratification, and at first he would not fight. But in the end, for Krishna's satisfaction, he did fight. And that is our perfection. When we act for the satisfaction of the Supreme Consciousness. At this point, some in the audience are filled with reservations. They are opposed to the role of United States in Vietnam. They are opposed to the role of United States in Vietnam, and this idea is very difficult for them. Like Arjuna, they want peace. So why is Swamiji sanctioning war? He explained, yes, Arjuna ideas not to fight is good, but then Krishna, the supreme consciousness, instructs him to fight anyway. Therefore, Arjuna fighting is above mundane ethics. It is obsolete. If we follow Arjuna, give up good and bad, and the act of Krishna, not for our sense gratification, then that is perfect, because Krishna is the supreme consciousness. To some in the audience, although his answer seems philosophically sound, it is not quite that they want to hear. Still, they want to know his political views. Does he support America's involvement in Vietnam? Is he anti-war? But Prabhupada is neither hawk nor dove. He has no political motive behind the example of Krishna and Arjuna. His theme is simple and pure. Beyond the good and the bad is the absolute. And to act in accord with the absolute is also beyond good and bad. But what about Vietnam? Does Krishna say to fight there? No, Swamiji answers. The Vietnam war is different from the Kurukshetra war. In the Battle of Kurukshetra, Krishna was personally present asking Arjuna to fight. Vietnam is different. But his audience has yet another objection. If he is not addressing the Vietnamese war, then why not? After all, this is 1966. Is he talking about the war? Then what is his relevancy? The Swamiji replies that his message is actually the most urgent and relevant. The Vietnamese War is an inevitable karmic reaction. It was one symptom, not the whole problem, but only his philosophy. Surrender to the supreme consciousness address the real problem. But for many, the reference of fighting is so emotionally charged that they can't go beyond the immediate politics of Vietnam to Prabhupadaji's real message to surrender to the supreme consciousness. They respect the Swamiji, they realize he's referring to deeper philosophy. Yet the story of Arjuna and the war makes things difficult. Swamiji nonetheless continues to refer to Arjuna's fighting in the classic example of Bhagavad Gita's basic teaching. It is not the basic teaching his audience is having difficulty with. It's the example Prabhupada has deliberately handed his audience a volatile analogy. He hasn't come to join their peace movement. He doesn't accept their short sighted concept of peace. He confronts them. It is better to fight in Krishna consciousness than to live in a so called peace devoid of God realization. Yes, the example is hard for them to accept. It makes them think. If they do accept, then they might come near to understanding the absolute. It is very difficult devottling our consciousness with the supreme consciousness. Not at all, not at all. No sane man will say, oh, it is not possible. He isn't
Possible.
suggesting.
Yeah.
Prabhuji.
Thank you so much. Yes. Yes. Anything that you would like to share from today's reading?
Prabhuji, from the beginning itself, it touched the heart when it says about how the people, different people, and the only thing that they said, having the consciousness may take some time, but it's not difficult. And then slowly and gradually realizing the importance or realizing what consciousness, pure soul is, and how it is related from one birth to the other birth. And even if small acts of devotion, small acts of kirtan, small acts of uh, having the japa may have effect. We may not see it right now, but slowly and gradually we do see it, and that comes from like our daily activities. And I mean, what I can say, even my daily activities have changed a lot. Things have changed in my life too. Starting the japa, I was a little bit skeptical. Slowly and gradually I have become more and more, you can say, I have more become conscious about the self-realization of God, Krishna, and slowly and gradually, I'm also believing like, yes, that's the supreme absolute truth. Every word that we talk about, whether it's old age, whether it's about things, uh, it's very hard to accept, but that's the reality that we are slowly and gradually accepting it. And believe it or not, is giving me immense happiness, peace from inside. Even at the time where there's a war going on, I mean, we talk about war, sometimes we talk about, see the things in the news, we get so scared of what's going to happen and what's going to happen to this, what's going to happen to that, whether this is really right or not. But the explanation that these are all karmic accounts, and whatever we do with the consciousness, whether he wants the peace or not, or whether he's against it or not, it happens. But by not thinking in that way and not being politically inclined to any one sect or of any one thing, if we just leave it to the God's consciousness, if we leave it to how we do our best towards the God, gives us the very, very, I can say, inner peace, and the life goes on. So still I'm learning in those aspects. Every word that we read about it keeps moving me towards more Krishna's consciousness. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Ritesh Prabhu. Yes. Yeah, like you rightly said, I mean, nothing goes in vain. Everything that we do in our material life will eventually end once our bodies end. But anything spiritual that we do, even like you said, even every day of the act of japa, chanting the holy names, because that is the prime benediction for this age that Krishna as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us. So especially chanting the holy names is very, very important. And even one name that we chant, a Hare that we say, a Krishna that we say, or a Rama that we say, everything is increasing the bank balance, our spiritual bank balance. So that is very, very important. And yeah, like you said, I mean, I didn't see, but this morning when I joined the Japa, I saw there were some messages about some attack in Kashmir. I haven't read it or I haven't caught up it on the news, but yeah, that is the nature of the material life, right? Again, while our hearts go out to all the people affected by this, and we pray for them that may they reach the abode of the Lord. But yeah, this is very painful that every day we see here. Today's reading, we're talking about Vietnamese war, and here we are seeing terrorist attacks, right, going on every part of the world. There is unrest. So we can actually count our blessings that we are able to at least sit peacefully in some corner of the world, in one small dot of the world, and able to at least chant our japa, remember the Lord, right? Do our meditation. So how grateful the Lord is that He's giving us this opportunity while so much unrest is going on around us. So yeah, we should be grateful, and nothing that we do every day, every morning will go waste. It will only help us get back closer to God. And these are similar things that we read every morning from Srila Prabhupada, but yeah, these are very, very potent and powerful instructions. And like I was remembering that my Guru Maharaj used to say, Prabhupada always will say that repetition is essential. It is necessary to drive the point home. So when we repeat, we read, repeat, right? Every day we do this in a repetition. It is actually very, very necessary. It is necessary to drive the point home. And again, like I was saying, we are sitting in one corner of the world. We are nobody, like we are like a point of dust or a speck of dust in this whole creation, right? But at least if we think metaphorically from that statement, you know, Prabhupada says repetition is necessary to drive the point home. So at least if we are a point in this whole world, in this whole creation, by repeating these instructions, by following these instructions and repeating them in our life every day, this point, we as a point who is not more than a speck of dust, can go back home, back to Godhead. So we can take inspiration from these instructions of our gurus. Yes, thank you, Ritesh Prabhu.
Thank you. Prabhuji,
Anybody?
two more things like the servant of the servant of the servant, which is 7 times, is also true. And dovetailing our consciousness with the supreme consciousness. Not at all, not at all. No same man will say it is not possible. Like I said, dove, when they like follow one after the other one in a lake, if we keep following it, it's not it's possible, it's possible. And to anyone who looks at that, it is so peaceful. So the example given over here is also very, 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 very peaceful and makes us feel better.
Yes, very nice. Thank you, Prabhu. Yes, any other devotees would like to share anything? Anything you liked or loved or learned from today?
Hare Krishna. I just wanted to say thank you to Ritesh Prabhu and you. Very, very beautiful reflections, Ritesh Prabhu. It's very beautiful to see how you connected the what Prabhupada was talking today with what's going on in ourselves, the daily war we go through. That was very, very beautiful. Um, also, I'm losing. I was thinking of a point, but I'm losing it now. It's okay. Yeah, just wanted to say thank you to both of you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Master.
Anything else? Shriya Mataji? Okay, anything else? Meenu Mataji? Anandini? Gopika Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Only thing I see is the difference between the Vietnam War and Mahabharata is Mahabharata. The instructions are given by the God Himself, so we have to follow that. But the Vietnam War, we, the Mahabharata was fought in, even though it was a war, but it was still in a satoguna because it was completely by the order of the God. And the Vietnam War is a war of ignorance because we are trying to over or conquer another human being and kill other human beings without the instructions from the God. So when we do something that are like the outer achievements without the presence of God, that is absolutely tamoguna, and it does not uh, convert into our inner spiritual development. So that's what my thought was between the two wars, the comparison.
Very well said, Mataji. Thank you. Even I was thinking something in that word, but thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Yes, Mataji. Yeah, and we are also reminded, like when Prabhupada was small, when we were reading in the early sections of Srila Prabhupada Leelamrit, how he also saw similar strife and unrest and kind of uh, war after the partition, right, between Hindus and Muslims. So all of those, he has already gone through this, right? So he has experienced this fickle nature of the world around that he himself participated in India's national freedom movement, right? So he understands where people are coming from. So he has seen the truth, and that is why he's able to speak the truth. Yes. So while it is hard for people who are coming and listening to him to understand what is his stance on Vietnam, or he's finally helping them understand that, that these are just karmic reactions. Okay, thank you for sharing. All right, if nothing else, then we'll wrap up here for today. Thank you again for your association and inputs, and hope everybody has a wonderful Krishna conscious day ahead. वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Happy Varuthini Ekadasi to everybody. Hope everybody has a wonderful Ekadashi.
Happy
Srila
Ekadasi
Prabhupada
to
ki
everyone.
jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bol.
Very well, very well.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Have a great day, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.